and I just love this city. Okay, so today we're in Split. It is the second largest city in Croatia with a population of about 180,000 people, and it's actually the largest city on the east coast of the Adriatic. Split's old town is actually set within the ancient Roman palace, Diocletian's palace, and that dates back to the 4th century. So Diocletian was a Roman emperor, and he had this palace built as kind of a retirement place for him to live. The palace took about 10 years to build, and he lived here all the way up until he died in 313 AD. Diocletian's palace is one of 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Croatia, so we can't wait to get exploring. So now we're on the peristyle, which is the main square in the palace here. It's a beautiful spot for gathering, and you can even sit along the steps here. There are cushions and there's a cafe bar that can bring you a coffee or a drink, but it's really just a beautiful little square in the middle of the palace. Another amazing thing here is this beautiful Sphinx. And this Sphinx is actually one of 12 Sphinxes that Diocletian brought over here from Egypt, but actually all of them were destroyed and decapitated through the years. This is the only one left standing, and it's made out of black granite, and a really remarkable piece of history here on the square. Also on the pedestal here is the bell tower. It's about 57 meters high. It was built between the 13th and the 16th centuries, but then has been reconstructed a couple times through the years. But you can climb right to the top. There are about 200 stairs, and at the top you can just get the most magnificent views of all around Split. Okay, so now I'm just walking up to the top of the bell tower here. Very narrow staircase all the way up. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Very steep stairs and a very narrow staircase. But here we go. Let's hope they're not that narrow the whole way up. Okay, here we go up here. Made it to the top, and you really have views for days up here. You can see the beautiful mountains in the back, the sea in front here. And here you can just see the whole city of Split and beyond. Here's Marjan Hill just in the distance here. We're gonna climb up there tomorrow. Some really stunning views, definitely worth all the steps to get up here. Okay, it's slightly windy up here today. And as I'm walking down, I can really feel the breeze push me along. So I definitely wouldn't wanna climb this when there are super strong winds, when it's bura. These are just light winds, and I really feel it way up here, so I think it wouldn't really be that fun to climb if there was bura going on. There's a really interesting story about this cathedral. This was originally the mausoleum of Diocletian, and then eventually it was turned into this cathedral when Christianity came in the 7th century. So here we are in this incredible vestibule. This is just a beautiful circular spot here that was actually used as an entrance to the residential part of the palace. My kids are having a blast here, running around and going in these different little pockets, but it's really an architecturally stunning place right inside these walls. And up at the top, the dome is actually open and you can see right through to the sky. But I'm assuming that back in the day there was something to cover it, or else it would be quite wet when it did rain. But as it stands now, it's just exceptionally beautiful to have this circular dome looking out right into the sky. Also, just to mention, here is where the vestibule is, but if you can see from the outside, it's actually square or rectangular. And then when you go inside, that's where you see the incredible circular structure. This is a very thin little alleyway. It's just wide enough for the stroller. Okay, so here's another Sphinx that is still here but doesn't have a head. So like I said before, a lot of them were beheaded, and the one on the pedestal there is the only one left intact and that survived through the years. Are you ready for ice cream? Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, one of the best things to do in Split, especially if you want to feel like a local, is come down to the Riva here, which is the beautiful promenade that lines the sea. Beautiful views, lined with cafes, just a very busy place where people get together. You can also take your coffee or your ice cream or a snack and come sit by the water here on a bench and enjoy the sea views. The Riva is also lined with these beautiful palm trees, so it almost feels tropical here. It's really gorgeous by the water. Okay, so now I've just entered the basement of Diocletian's palace, and it's interesting here because the floor plan of the basement is actually a complete replica of the floor where Diocletian lived. This is really insane. I feel like I'm gonna get lost in here. There are so many little doors going everywhere. I feel like it's almost a maze down here. But there are little maps to show you where you are. Now we came from this big room here, we walked through a couple of these entrances, and now we're here. Oh, this is a beam. These are beams of wood that were discovered under the floor level of the substructures of the palace. So these beams of wood are believed to be from around 295 to 305 AD, which is insane. It always just amazes me what people were able to build throughout history without today's equipment and engineering. It's such an enormous structure. It's also just slightly creepy because I'm the only one in these basements right now, I think. There's no one else around, so it's just a little bit strange to be alone down here. You catch one? Good job! You want to blow it away? You did it! Good job! Today we're spending the morning on Bacvice Beach, which is a local sandy beach just 10 minutes walk from the old town. It's also just a really great beach for kids because it's so shallow and it's all sandy. It's a great place to spend the morning or the whole day, and it's really where a lot of locals come. A lot of locals actually come here on the weekends and play a game called cuisine, which you play with a little rubber ball kind of in the shallow part of the water, and you bounce it with your hand to each other and try to keep it in the air as long as possible. Also on the beach there's a few nightclubs over here, so it has a very vibrant nightlife. Also there's a very popular cafe bar called Zbirac where you can grab coffee or a drink if you are spending the day here on this beautiful Bacvice Beach.
Hi, Daddy.
Say hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
Where's Daddy, huh?
Hi, Daddy.
Okay, so here we are at the first viewpoint, the Prva Videlica on Marjan Hill. It's a great place to come and get a fantastic view of the city here behind me, if you can see. Marjan Hill is set a little northwest of the old town and it's 178 meters above sea level. You can either drive up here or you can walk up here to the first viewpoint. There's actually a path that leads right from the old town, so if you want to walk up, you can take the steps and there's a path that leads you really easily and nicely up to the top here. People come here to take hikes, and of course just come up here to the first viewpoint where the Cafe Videlica is. Here we are up at Cafe Bar Videlica, which is just at the first viewpoint here, the Prva Videlica, and it just has exceptional views of the city and the mountains and everything behind. So we suggest coming here if you are up on Marjan Hill. What did you get? What kind? Orange juice? Sophie, did you drink all your juice already? Yeah, was it yummy? We have now water. We just sat down for lunch here.
Hello.
Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
We're gonna have some quick lunch and then we're gonna go back, have a little, Sophie will have a nap, and then we're gonna go explore Cleese in the afternoon. We got a red Dingach wine to go with our lunch. Cheers. Delish. Black risotto, which is a cuttlefish risotto. It's made with the cuttlefish ink. That's what makes it black, and it looks delicious. So it's a very kind of local Dalmatian dish, and I'm excited to try it. It's delicious. You want to try it? Here. Chicken. Is it good? You like it? Even Olivia loves it. It's really good. It's really tasty. There are little pieces of fish in here, and of course the risotto that is flavored and colored with the ink of the cuttlefish. It's a kind of an authentic Croatian dish, and it's really delicious.
And I got sea bass with grilled veggies. Yummy! Oh, bravo!
After lunch, Olivia and I went for a little walk through the city to find the Gregory of Nine statue. Gregory of Nine was a famous Croatian bishop who brought reforms to the Catholic Church. He made church services in Croatian, and he also opposed the Pope on a few issues. There are a few Gregory of Nine statues throughout Croatia, but the one here in Split is the biggest. It's also believed that if you rub his toe, it'll bring you good luck, so you can now see how many people have rubbed his toe by how much it's changed colors.
When you walk through Split, you will definitely see lots of these kind of murals which are dedicated to football club Hajduk Split, which is the most popular club in Dalmatia. Hajduk is like a religion in Dalmatia.
Also just so many little squares scattered throughout the city, so you'll never have trouble finding a cafe or a place to sit and just enjoy the atmosphere of the city. That's it for Split. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.